Welcome to my radio show. I'm Rick Garcia. You're listening to us on AM 1220 and 98.1 FM and watching us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio. Hi, Facebook friends. Also, you can find my radio show on YouTube, the My Radio Show podcast. My favorite place to tell people is the KHTS Radio app, which has been proven. You can catch this show anywhere in the world with that app, or at hometownstation.com. If you want to be part of the show, you can call us at 661-298-5487, or again, message us on FaceTime at KHTS. Time for My Headlines.
My Headlines.
My Headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Clippers were at Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard poured in 25 points. The Clippers pounded the Rockets 120-105. The Clippers meet the Lakers in a big game on Sunday at 12:30. Guard Dion Waiters is said to be finalizing a deal to join the Lakers. Waiters has averaged 13 points in his career. He only played in 3 games for Miami this season because of suspensions and poor conditioning. The Lakers have a huge game tonight when they host the team with the NBA's best record, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Chargers and Carolina Panthers made a swap of Pro Bowl offensive linemen. The Chargers sending left tackle Russell Okung to Carolina for right guard Trey Turner. The deal cannot be made official until the league year begins March 18th. And Dodgers MVP Cody Bellinger claims his tight back was not caused by a charity golf event. Bellinger went up against Angel Mike Trout in a long drive competition last Sunday. He missed the next 2 spring training games before returning to the Dodgers lineup yesterday, where he homered. All right, again, welcome to my radio show. I'm Rick Garcia. Jesse Holland, Patrick Sweeker are here, and we have a very special guest that we're just thrilled to see, Jeri Seratti-Goldman, who's the owner of this radio station, who has had quite the adventure over the last several weeks. But Jeri, how was your vacation?
Actually, the vacation was amazing.
Was it really?
It really was.
How you were on vacation, and we want to update everybody who don't know yet. Your husband, Carl Goldman, is at the CDC facility in Omaha, Nebraska. He has coronavirus. You were on the cruise ship that was cruising and off the coast of Asia or Japan when that ship came down with coronavirus. He got it. Your dear friends who were cabin mates both got it, husband and wife. You did not get coronavirus. And so that's how we got here now. You've been in 2 quarantines. 2 14-day quarantines.
Well, the first one was 12. They
12
cut it 2 days short. Yeah, when the State Department came in and rescued us.
Okay. So you're perfectly healthy. You
I
have
am.
been the whole time. How the heck did that happen?
I think it's because I take a lot of vitamins. I do cryotherapy, men cryotherapy 4 days a week, and I take mushroom extract.
Okay. That's unusual.
That's my
Taking
story.
notes.
Now, we're not going to say that officially
Mental
works.
notes, yes.
No,
There may
just-
also be something in your body that does not allow you to get
Yeah,
coronavirus.
which I'm surprised they didn't want to test me because they're doing a lot of testing on Carl, but there was myself and another lady that was, I didn't meet till the end, but we were on a phone call for the last 7 days, and she did not get it either.
You were on a cruise with your friends. You're having a great time, minding your own
Amazing time.
business. How did this start? How did it come up?
The captain got on the loudspeaker. We were going back to Japan on Sunday night. The cruise was to end Tuesday morning. He gets on the loudspeaker and says, oh, by the way, there was someone that had gotten off in Hong Kong, an elderly Chinese gentleman that had contracted the virus, called it in. They tracked him down to being on the ship. We're going back to Japan tonight. They brought us back that night. We would not let us into the dock. We had what's the term? We had to be out in the harbor area, anchor.
Right.
The next day, we were getting our bags packed and ready, to go. That night, we were able to go around the ship with no problem, put the luggage out that Monday night, and then we get the loudspeaker again. Hey, you bring the luggage back in the room.
And you were forced to be in your room in kind of a self-imposed
Well, I was
quarantine.
all set to go Tuesday morning. I still had gotten up and we're getting on an
You're ready to-
airplane today.
You're ready to go.
No, you're not.
So now all of a sudden you're stuck on the ship. You don't know who's got it, who doesn't. Crew members coming and going. And we're all learning about the effects of this virus, how you catch it, how we get it to go away. There's no vaccine for it. We're learning as we go. But there you are, 12 days on this ship. And then when were you notified you'd finally get to go, and how did that come about?
Well, so we were on the ship, and we had media telling us on that, I believe it was Sunday, that you guys are being airlifted off and taken back to the United States, and they did not announce that for several hours. So we were getting friends calling, press calling, saying, you guys are going back home tonight. It's like, well, wait a minute. That's the Italian to me. Well, wait a minute. My girlfriend's here. I'm not leaving her in Japan. And Carl and Mark are saying, oh, no, we're leaving. We need to get back to the States, because now we're learning that we have to be quarantined for another 14 days. So we were told, that was our big, a fear was, this quarantine was it. Once we got home, the embassy, all the officials, no, you don't have to be quarantined again. Well, guess what? You have to be quarantined again.
Start over.
Yeah. And then I'm not leaving my friend.
Sure. Well,
and I did leave my friend. I wasn't given a choice.
Well, Jeri Seratti-Goldman, owner of KHTS Radio, on my radio show, and we're talking about her experience with being on the cruise ship where coronavirus hit the ship pretty hard. Your cabin mates, your dear friends, Jeri, the wife of this couple, is tested positive. They immediately get her off the ship and they send her to
Fukushima.
Fukushima.
An hour, yeah, Fukushima. So they called, and within an hour, she was taken away with no luggage, and just, you've got a backpack and that's it.
You're out of the
So that was one of our, I was just with Alex Urbina explaining, that was one of the, where it kind of takes your breath away
Sure.
for, all three of us, and okay, we have to regroup. What are we doing next? And then when we learned we had to leave her was another, and then getting off the plane was, they made some major errors. I don't know who did, but I'm calling out the Japanese ministry on this one.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be enough blame to go around. I will also say, in all fairness to all parties involved, this is something that we're dealing with for this particular virus for the first time. How's your friend Jeri, by the way? What
Well,
update
she
us
just
on?
got home.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So she's free
home.
of the virus now.
She's free. She was in Japan till, what's today, Friday, Wednesday. She's
wow.
She's already been on 2 mountain biking rides. She's doing great.
That's
Her
awesome.
husband, though, tested positive now, and he is quarantined where?
He's quarantined. There was some threats to the hospital he was at in Utah. So they were going to move him to an undisclosed place, and I'm not quite sure where he's moved, but yes.
Okay, so he's still under quarantine. Carl, of course, your husband, still quarantined. He's still in Omaha, Nebraska.
Correct. Hoping to test negative today.
Okay, they've changed his location. He was in a biocontainment facility, partly because he had underlying health issues
He had
to
the
begin with.
Guillain-Barré that really shot his system, so when the fever shot up, it knocked him. But not ever so bad that we were ever concerned about anything dramatically happening. Just it took everything out of him. We had a journey that was like 30-some hours getting off the ship, finally arriving into Nebraska. It was a tough journey. It was being on a cargo plane with, people with a containment tent, and you couldn't go to the bathroom because the smell was so bad, and there was only 2 little tiny Andy gums. One had broken on the way to see. I mean, it was really crazy stuff.
For the most part, so Carl's still in Nebraska, one of the 3 CDC facilities that we have. We have one in Omaha, one in Atlanta, one in New York. It was set up originally, I think, first with the anthrax scare after 9/11, and then eventually became a site for the Ebola virus when that touched down here in the United States. So you couldn't have been in a better place.
So blessed.
Yeah.
So blessed. Even without luggage and some of the, inconveniences. So blessed that we ended up there, and, as I say, God had a hand on us the whole time.
As you and Carl both were updating folks on your social media feeds, Carl, I think his journal now is up to story number 21 on hometownstation.com.
I don't know.
He's managed to keep his sense of humor. It's been a delight to read. I'm laughing because he's making it. He's making light of a difficult situation, and he knows that people are in worse straits than he is. And so, again, it's been a great inconvenience to him. You have obviously come through this without winding up getting the virus. And you've also been updating people. For the most part, people have been supportive. They seem like they're there to help. I've watched people come in and out of the offices giving you hugs and saying hello, how much they missed you. And there have been a couple that haven't been so nice.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because I reached out to you when you were flying back, because I was thinking she might need somebody to escort her or ride with her.
Which was the case.
So what happened?
So I went on the second day in quarantine, went on a show, and we have words that we say when someone doesn't know something. When there's an assumption, we say you make up a story in your head. So I said we made up a story that we had, without getting the test back, tested negative. I made the assumption. We all made the assumption. That was not an assumption. We took tests on the ship. Mark and I never got our results back. We were negative. I have had long talks with Princess Cruises about that. They never reported any of the negative results. Carl, they offlifted 14 people that did have the results. Carl's results were not one of those. So when I said we made up the story that we were negative, a couple people took and clipped the video and made these horrible YouTubes about me lying to get off the ship and are now threatening my life.
Wow. It's, we live in a world now where people feel, I think, emboldened when they sit in the privacy of their own home and they've got a computer in front of them, that all of a sudden it gives them what they think are superpowers, like they're superheroes, and they can act and try to be tough. And let's hope that these aren't serious people when it comes to situations like this. I understand people are fearful. I think every family has had a discussion about this in their own homes, and I know that the approach is to approach things the way we were supposed to in flu and cold season anyway, right? Where we're washing our hands regularly. We go out of a way to not, look, we've all got wipes. I never paid attention to this stuff. My wife was the kind of person that always had the hand sanitizer and the wipes, and I'd say, come on, how did we live this long? Yeah. How many generations of people have had, dirt on their tables, or, the kids are eating mud when they're little, and we all survive. And so I do understand more how we can, pass along anything, a cold, a flu, and we just don't know enough about this. What do you want to say to people who aren't as understanding to you? What are your words to them?
That my words were not, I apologize for using the words that I did. It's how we speak. When your mind doesn't know something, your mind's going to make up a story. So I apologize for that, and know that we did not bring the virus back to the United States. It was actually here before we left, now that we're coming to find out. This is very scary, but knowing, too, Mark never had one symptom. Mark is still testing positive and is feeling great. He's on an exercise bike half the day. Jeri had fever for a few hours and was doing bar class and Pilates class in the middle of the night from Fukushima, Japan, with her friends in St. George, Utah. I mean, it's crazy. So we were seeing it. If you do get it, okay, it's not, like Carl says, it's not even like a flu.
He described it as a mild cold.
He
said that if he felt this way on a regular day, he would have gone to the office not knowing.
But at the same time, tragic that it's hit some of the older people. I mean, there were 6 people on our ship that died. Right. Tragic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, knowing what we knew, that we were healthy and that we could get by it, we just had to stay safe and stay away from people. So Carl and I have chosen, with some of the hatred, I'm only going to work. My staff is fine. I've checked in with everybody except the 2 of you because you haven't been around, but I will check in with you later that they're fine with me being here. I'm not going to go to church. I'm not going to go to a restaurant. I'm not going to go to public spaces right now, hoping that the hate will die down. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine went to Harbor Freight yesterday. He's a pest control to get masks, and he said, this isn't because they were all gone. This isn't because of the virus. He goes, oh yeah, there's a couple that live here that are coming back into town, and they were off the shelf in hours.
Jeri Seratti-Goldman, owner of KHTS Radio, on my radio show. We're talking about the coronavirus. Her husband, Carl, is at the CDC facility in Omaha, Nebraska. He has the coronavirus. Jeri does not, and has been tested several times, as well as been under 2 quarantines. Your choice to not get out too much is more for everybody else's concern, really, is what you're saying. Is you don't pose any kind of a threat. The CDC, I can imagine.
CDC is not going to release us.
Political leaders are probably not going to let anybody. It's not
going to happen.
Now, can stuff get through? We know that. I mean, you might have. When I say you, I'm talking to listeners out there. They may have friends who came back from vacation somewhere, as far as we know, in other parts of the world, who may not know whether they're sick or not. So we just have to be vigilant. You know, we just have to really approach this like we're we don't want to catch anything, the flu or cold or anything else, and we don't have to let our paranoia get the best of us, I think.
Exactly.
At this point.
Because, I had a neighbor that said, oh my gosh, I bought all the toilet paper. It's like, you're the one causing this. Stop.
That's true.
Stop.
My wife said that to me today. She said, you're not going to believe there's been a run on toilet paper.
Yeah, no.
And by the way, we should point out when it comes to the masks that's being recommended by our health officials that you not use a mask unless you're sick.
So in our daily call, they said when you get out of here, we had
by the way, you say they, you mean
Nebraska Medicine,
CDC, okay.
World Health Organization. We're all camped out. We were kind of like the guinea pigs. Do not go to the airport. Do not put your mask on unless you have a cough or sneezing yourself, because what happens is you tend to, it's your eyes, you tend to touch your face. That's where it's going to spread. So if you're wearing a mask, and then the people that do need it, it's not there for them.
Right.
That's the big thing. It's not there for them. We need to save it for the people that need it, the older people.
Yeah.
My last question for you then, what is your hope as to where this all goes, or your hope for people who either have it or don't have it or are scared, or what would you say?
My hope is that people educate themselves and stop looking for the answers on social media. Go to the CDC website alone. Know if it does come into your life somehow, which would be tragic. It's not that tragic. It is something that's manageable unless you have underlying conditions. You stay in your home for 14 days. You learn a lot about yourself, and you can actually have blessings and gratitude because of that 14-day stay.
Yeah, and health officials, that is their recommendation, that if eventually somebody does get sick or come down with it, they're not going to flood the hospitals with people who are sick. They're going to probably tell them, if they're relatively healthy to begin with, to just have self-containment at home.
Yeah.
Right?
And keep wipes around.
Well, we are glad to see you. We're so
Thank
happy
you.
that you're fine. I know that it's got to feel so much better to be anywhere else but where you've been.
Yeah, it was tough leaving Carl, very tough.
Yeah.
But yes, so happy to be home.
I told you, I tease him all the time. I say, Carl, you're not really sick, are you? You're just on a long vacation, aren't you?
Long vacation.
So thank you so much. Jeri Seratti-Goldman, owner of KHTS Radio, on my radio show. Thanks so much for giving us an update, and we're glad that your health is good and that it'll continue to be that way. All right, coming up, why one brother's guest at his sister's wedding was a llama. Plus, why would anyone want to cross a volcano on a tightrope? Well, someone did. And we're going to give away some free stuff. You're listening to my radio show with Rick Garcia.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
You already know Salt Creek Grill has the best food in our valley. Well, now you can have Salt Creek's gourmet meals catered to your event.
I'm Greg Amsler, owner of Salt Creek Grill. I'd like to introduce you to a new level of catering, featuring our catering director, Tamara Levine.
Salt Creek Grill creates memorable experiences, which leaves our clients and guests with a sense of awe and excitement. From menu development to picturesque presentation, you'll enjoy culinary excellence in creative catering.
Salt Creek Grill, a new level of catering.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill takes the waste from our homes and local businesses and puts it to good use. With cutting-edge clean energy technology, Chiquita Canyon powers 10,000 homes each year by harnessing the methane gas from the landfill. So, the next time you wheel your trash can to the curb, feel good that your waste is on its way to making green energy at Chiquita Canyon.
Chiquita Canyon Landfill, our partner in sustainable living.
Hometown.
All day long, constantly.
Your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Hometown.
Santa Clarita News.
Your community connection.
Shots fired pursuit, 5 freeway closure, and Santa Clarita coronavirus update. I'm Jade Abishan. A pursuit from Palmdale led law enforcement on a wild chase through the Newhall Pass on Thursday night, causing a 12-hour closure of the connector between the I-5 and the 210. The suspect vehicle attempted to shoot at the following deputies and helicopter with a banned Tech 9 handgun as they attempted to escape down the freeway, eventually attempting to run away on foot. One suspect was arrested and taken to the hospital after being shot in the leg and hit by a passing vehicle. A second suspect was arrested as well. In April, a 36-hour closure at the 5 freeway in Burbank is set to take place. Caltrans plans to close Interstate 5 in Burbank beginning at 3 p.m. Saturday, April 25th, and ending at 3 a.m. Monday, April 27th. The schedule is weather permitting and subject to change. Detours and project updates are available on the official site. An alliance of local governments, schools, hospitals, and community organizations have come together to present a united front regarding their preparation and response to the threat of the novel coronavirus. As of Friday, March 6th, the number of novel coronavirus cases has risen to 13 in Los Angeles County. For more information, you can visit the CDC website or the Los Angeles Department of Public Health website. For more information on any of these stories, you can head on over to hometownstation.com. And now starting to look at our weather. We're looking at some pretty nice weather today. It is highs in the mid-70s, overnight lows in the high 40s. Afternoon is going to be clear, followed by some clouds at night. And we're looking at a similar trend throughout the weekend. So if you want to be outdoors, this is your time. That is your weekend weather with KHTS News.
Is that our only time, Jade? Is that like this will be the last nice weekend of the year?
No. Well, it's all downhill from here.
And you know what's going on this weekend, right?
Lakers?
Yeah,
I mean, they are, though.
You got one-track mind, mister.
Hey,
one-track mind.
Lakers and the Clippers, man.
It all has to do with how much sleep you get. Let me just say that.
Daylight savings?
Daylight saving.
Daylight saving.
Yeah, daylight saving. That's right.
I hate this one. This is the one I hate.
Why?
Because you lose an hour.
It's lighter later, right?
I don't like that. That is
I don't like that.
popsicles.
I like it more dark.
Oh.
The more I learn about you, the more I think the job is going to open up. All right, welcome back to my radio show. I'm Rick Garcia, Jesse Holland, Patrick Suika with me right now. And if you want to join us and be part of this show, how can they do that, Jesse?
Yeah, if you want to be part of the show, reach out on KHTS Radio on Facebook Live, or you can give us a phone call at 661-298-5487.
There you go. All right, time for Rick's Replay.
Rick's Replay.
The Clippers traveled to Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard dropped in 25 points as the Clips beat up the Rockets 120-105. Russell Westbrook had 29 for Houston. The Clippers have now won 6 straight, and they trail the Lakers by only 5 games in the Western Conference. Lakers and Clippers go at it on Sunday at 12:30.
News to me.
You guys like people who do stunts?
I'm such a thrill seeker.
Or you like people? Okay. Yeah,
I like Evel Knievel type stunts?
Yeah.
I'm down watching.
Are you
I
really?
won't ever do it, but I'll watch someone else do it.
And it takes, I think, a special personality to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like Johnny Knoxville too, yeah.
My brother he would take motorcycles, and we both rode motorcycles, but he would go up the face of mountains, and I'd be like, are you stupid?
I mean,
he was, but that's beside the point. Sorry, Dalton. I mean, it's a special makeup in your personality.
True.
There's a family called the Walendas, and it always amazes me. They've been walking a tightrope for many generations, and they usually do it between buildings, and like skyscrapers, and they're always trying to outdo each other. And a few of them have died attempting these stunts. Well, Nick Walenda decided that he wanted to cross a volcano.
Oh my God!
On a tightrope. It was Nicaragua's active Masaya volcano. So this is an active volcano. I've been to inactive volcanoes. They're not so impressive, but an active volcano, I mean, that's got to be something. He did this as part of an ABC special called Volcano Live. This is only one of 8 volcanoes in the world that have a lava lake, and you've seen what lava looks like on video, of course. It's filled with 2,000-degree molten rock, and it produces a thick, toxic fog. It's made of hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen sulfide, hydrochloric acid, sulfur, a bunch of stuff. And while he's crossing over it with just a cable, and he did have a gas mask and sealed goggles, he was 1,800 feet up. Here's some of the play-by-play, and as you listen to the play-by-play, you'll hear the announcers, but you'll hear Nick talking at the same time, so they sort of talk over each other because they have Nick mic'd while he's crossing the tightrope. Take a listen.
He's contending with acid gases. So that's hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen sulfide, hydrochloric acid, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide. None of those are pleasant.
There you go.
Sage, you just caught a piece of history right there.
I think I'm keeping this one, Chris. And there he goes, running across.
Nick Walinda off the wire and into the history books.
So that tells you what happened. He made it.
He survived. Hooray!
Here's the thing. People have been on social media, of course.
Right.
People love to gripe, and so that gives everybody even more of a reason to gripe. They've been complaining, though, because Nick wore a safety harness while he went across the tight wire. So he was connected to some cables. Because I think people would have been more impressed had he fallen into the lava, I guess.
Gosh. People are... I would
Come
have
on,
seen them
people.
out there doing this stunt.
Well, I mean, what do you think? I mean, does anybody have a reason to gripe?
No.
So he made it.
That's
Listen,
come on, man.
It was a stunt. This was not Evel Knievel trying to jump over the Snake River near the Grand Canyon. But we've seen a lot of stunts go bad, and this one,
Right.
Fortunately, it went right. But why? What is it? It's like these people want to cheat death. What is the excitement about cheating death?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It's like an adrenaline rush, I guess.
If you died doing what you love, then like...
Oh, come on. Now, if you asked anybody who died falling off a tightrope, if they had it to do all over again, if they knew they were going to die, they'd be like, no, I don't want to go anywhere.
I want to do it, yeah.
Here's one I think that you guys will get a kick out of. A young woman's having her wedding. It was her very special day.
Okay.
She, of course, invites her friends and family. Her brother, she invited her brother, and it was 1+1 on the guest list.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, he got his invitation. So he goes to the wedding. This is a family in Cleveland, and he brought a llama to the wedding.
Wait, a llama?
Mendel Weinstock, a former camp counselor, lives in Cleveland, brought a llama to his sister's wedding.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, needless to say, she wasn't happy about it. But when they were young, teenagers, he said his sister was around 17, and the family was going on a road trip, and she was fantasizing about her very special day one day when she gets married.
As
and
we do when we're 17.
And as brothers do, they're like, okay, listen, if you invite me to your wedding, I'm going to bring a llama.
Oh, my God.
He warned her years before. Now, she wasn't dating anybody. She was just imagining her very special wedding day. And he said, I'm just want to warn you now. I will bring it. Now, you know, a few years later, I think it was like 5 or 6 years later, she is getting married and gives him a +1. He brings a llama to the wedding, and I'll let you show this to our Facebook viewers. You get to take a look at that and show our Facebook.
You didn't add that he's dressed up.
Llama's dressed up.
The llama.
Hold on.
Help me out.
Okay. There's the llama.
When the llama's better dressed than the
All
brother.
right. Sorry if you're listening to us on the app. We apologize for that, but it happened. Now, here's a story that I'm always happy when this happens. 22-year-old man is, working his behind off at the grocery store, and this is in Canada. And he, at the end of his work shift in Quebec City, where he's a bagger, he worked at a store called IG8 Extra. And before he left his shift, he bought a lottery ticket. And they announced the winners of the lottery, and he hit. It was a $70 million lottery.
Oh.
It's one of those deals we'd all react the same way. He looked at it, he started shaking, he drove to the store right away, had a coworker check the numbers. They checked the numbers, they confirmed the numbers, and the kid, he's a 22-year-old Canadian man, just began crying and shaking uncontrollably. He was so excited. He'd hit. In fact, he was so nervous and shaken by it that he called his dad to come pick him up at the grocery store to take him home because he couldn't drive. He felt like he was a mess. $70 million lottery.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you ever dreamed about what you would do with your lottery?
Oh, yeah.
All the time, right?
All the time.
All
And he's 22.
the time.
That's my age.
22.
Yeah.
And yet he decided that at the very least, the very first thing he's going to do is he's going to give each one of his 7 members of his family $1 million.
Aww.
Right? Wouldn't
That's
you take care of your
awesome.
family first?
Oh, yeah,
for
family
sure.
first.
You take care of your
Easy.
family first so you can say good riddance now. Just
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. Take your $1 million and leave me alone. right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Had I been, won that lottery and, been wait, is that right, and gone back to store, I would have made sure I had people with me, like it'd be like mom, dad, like and my sister would be like, read this. If it's true, come with me. I ain't going alone, because if all of a sudden everybody sees, oh yeah, I won the ticket, everybody's gonna look at you. I'm like, I need protection. No, because people will go crazy over that.
$70 million. So I don't know what after taxes what that is, $35 million or something.
I mean, you're still
rich.
rich.
Up front, you're still rich.
You're still rich.
You took care of your family. They're done. You give some to charity as much as you can, and then you have enough to live off of.
A lot of
Right?
millions.
Help people, right?
Yeah.
Free stuff.
All right, let's give away some free stuff. The first person to call 661-298-5487 or message us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio with the right answer to my question will win a $25 gift card from Hanu Coffee. All right, the new SoFi Stadium, which is going to be home to the Rams and Chargers, opens in July with a Taylor Swift concert. And when the Rams first moved to Los Angeles in 1946, what stadium did they play in? Was it Anaheim Stadium? Was it the Los Angeles Coliseum? Was it the Forum? Or was it the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center? In 1946, when the Rams first moved to Los Angeles to play, what stadium did they play in? Anaheim Stadium, the Los Angeles Coliseum, the Forum, or the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center? Be first to call us at 661-298-5487, or the first person to post us at KHTS Radio on Facebook Live will win a $25 gift card from Hanu Coffee. Good luck. Coming up, Jason Statham up and quits just before filming begins for a new movie. Plus, even big shot celebrities have heroes who Ben Affleck says is his. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
Stop by. The clock is ticking, running out of time. So we should party all night. So cover your eyes. I have a surprise.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of My Radio Show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Your hometown station.
I love my Dodgers on KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Here we go. Man, I've been in a slump on Who Am I? Who am I?
It's not you, it's me.
It's you, okay. Thank you.
All right, who am I? This person is a retired legendary basketball player considered one of the greatest of all time. He is currently a sports analyst on the TV program Inside the NBA on TNT. He measures at a whopping 7 foot.
Shaq.
Yeah!
Shaquizzle O'Nizzle, baby.
right.
Let's
Here we
go.
go.
All right, 1 for 1. This next is a rapper, singer, songwriter. He started his career as the leader of an alternative hip-hop group called Odd Future. Some of his albums include Wolf, Cherry Bomb, Flower Boy, and has also won a Grammy, Brit Award, MTV Music Video Award, and Wall Street Journal Award. In 2011, he started the clothing company Golf Gang and also a streaming service app titled Golf Media, which ran between 2015 and 2018.
My goodness.
In 2012, he began hosting the music festival Camp Flogna Carnival and is very famous to have controversial lyrics, more than any other rapper.
Wow.
I know this. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna get my
Rick stumped on this one, I think.
Not Kanye. Okay. You don't know either, do you?
All right. Once she says it, I'm gonna go.
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator. By the way, he was so impressive on the Grammys. Did you guys see? Oh my gosh.
He is talented.
He's
was
very
so
talented.
good on the Grammys. Oh, that was one of my favorite performances.
I knew it too.
He's just nutty enough that he makes some fun. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, next one. Actress, comedian, and writer. She's first recognized for her work as a writer on The Chris Rock Show, which she won an Emmy for in 1999. She also appeared on The Chris Rock Show occasionally. She's highly regarded and titled by Entertainment Weekly as one of the 25 funniest people in America. She's known for her roles on CBS's The New Adventures of Old Christine, HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm, and ABC's Blackish. She was also in Monster-in-Law.
Tracy Ross?
No, but same kind of family. Evan Almighty, License to Wed, and has spoken in animated films like Over the Hedge and Ice Age.
Shoot.
This one might help you. One of her early TV appearances was Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam in the early 90s, where she shared the stage with Adele Givens, J.B. Smoove, Bernie Mac, and D.L. Hewley.
No. You?
I got nothing on this one.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. She had her own show, too.
Well, I'm going to give the ding for Jesse.
What about...
Rick, you get it.
Thank you.
There we
very
go.
Much.
All right, next time, Rick.
Okay.
Wait, well, before we go to that,
oh yes,
we have something else.
Aren't we giving?
Am I getting ahead of myself?
You are getting out of yourself a little
Patty
bit.
That's why you're here sometimes. Sometimes.
I
got to ride the ship.
We have a winner for our free stuff.
Oh, good. What do we? Who won? And yes.
We have the $25 Hanu gift card that goes to Vincent from Santa Clarita Valley.
Okay.
Hey.
He answered the question that the Chargers open in July, or the home of the Rams and the Chargers open in July with a Taylor Swift concert. When the Rams first moved to Los Angeles in 1946, what stadium did they play in?
Yes.
The correct answer was the Los Angeles Coliseum.
The Los Angeles Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Yeah. Where's the applause?
Oh,
nice
you
job.
know what?
Nice job, Vincent.
There you go.
Right,
Give him some applause.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
My headlines.
Excellent. My headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Clippers were at Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard poured in 25 points. The Clippers pounded the Rockets 120-105. The Clippers meet the Lakers on Sunday at 12:30. Guard Dion Waiters is set to be finalizing a deal to join the Lakers. Waiters has averaged 13 points in his career. He only played 3 games for Miami this season because of suspensions and poor conditioning. The Lakers have a huge game tonight when they host the team with the NBA's best record, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Chargers and Carolina Panthers made a swap of Pro Bowl offensive linemen. The Chargers sending left tackle Russell Okung to Carolina for right guard Trey Turner. The deal can't be made official until the league year begins March 18th. And Dodgers MVP Cody Bellinger claims his tight back was not caused by a charity golf event. Bellinger went up against Angel Mike Trout in a long drive competition last Sunday. He missed the next 2 spring training games before returning to the Dodgers lineup yesterday and homered.
Friday Night Lights.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Lights on my radio show with Rick Garcia. This is KHTS co-sports director Wyatt Smith, and this week we give an update from baseball diamonds across the Santa Clarita Valley as high school teams begin Foothill League play this week. Tuesday saw the official kickoff of league play with Hart, Valencia, and West Ranch each picking up a win. Valencia took on a Canyon team that had a strong start to the year in non-league play, but was shellacked Tuesday in a 15-1 home loss to the Vikings. A similarly lopsided game took place between Hart and Golden Valley as the Indians routed the Grizzlies in a 25-2 win. Golden Valley has struggled to generate offense through the early portion of the season. They'll need to correct course if they hope to remain competitive in league play. West Ranch notched a 7-1 home win against Saugus to start their Foothill League campaign. The Centurions have struggled to contain opposing offenses this year as they've given up an average of nearly 7 runs per game. With their wins, Hart, Valencia, and West Ranch have established themselves as the early contenders for a league title. But Saugus, Golden Valley, and Canyon have an opportunity to right the ship with a slate of rematches on Friday. First pitch is scheduled for 3 p.m. as Golden Valley goes on the road against Hart, Valencia hosts Canyon, and West Ranch travels to face Saugus. And that's this week's Friday Night Lights. Catch our segment each week on My Radio Show with Rick Garcia. And for all your Foothill League scores, recaps, and everything Santa Clarita sports, follow at KHTS Sports on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and go to hometownstation.com.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
In a Hollywood Minute.
Have you seen Gladiator yet?
I know.
Come on, Jesse.
Notice how I was avoiding eye contact.
The second I played...
By the way, you can't get any viruses from eye contact, I don't believe. So
Every single time, Rick, you start smiling like a little schoolgirl.
Russell Crowe in Gladiator, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Man.
I can't watch that enough. We've been talking a lot about this coronavirus. Obviously, it's affecting Hollywood a great deal as well. And in fact, in the case of one of their movies, the new James Bond film, No Time to Die, that movie was supposed to be released next month, at the beginning of April, and it has now been pushed back to November. And they want to do that because of the coronavirus disruption, especially in Europe. So globally, lots of countries are having people stay away from gatherings like that, at least for a month. And so they're going to push back No Time to Die globally. I don't know what that means for things domestically. I think we're kind of in a wait-and-see mode here. Jason Statham, you guys are familiar with the actor Jason Statham, right?
Yes.
He, an action star, British action star, was about to begin filming on a Kevin Hart movie, a movie he was going to star in with Kevin Hart.
Right.
And then just literally weeks before shooting, he pulls out of the movie. He quit.
Oh my gosh.
What?
He just up and quit. The name of the movie was going to be called The Man from Toronto. Well, it's still called The Man from Toronto. I'm sure they'll scramble to find somebody to take Statham's part in that. It's about an assassin who was going to be played by Jason Statham, who meets up with a goofball. So it was kind of a buddy cop kind of a type of a film, and Kevin Hart, of course, the goofball in the movie. I mean that with all disrespect. Yeah. I guess one of the reports are the reason Statham pulled out is because they wanted to make this a PG-13 movie. So it meant that some of the violence that Statham is used to, and the stunts and the shooting and the blood, was not going to be in the film. And so that's one of the reports. Another report was he wanted to do another project altogether.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Ben Affleck has one of the great actors of our time, or I should say one of the more talented people in Hollywood, because he's a director and an actor, and he's been in a lot of successful stuff. Apparently said he has a hero, and his hero is Adam Driver. We know
Kylo Ren.
The actor from Marriage Story, and then, of course, Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Affleck was shooting a new film with Damon and Adam Driver called The Last Duel, and he was wrapping up the film. And Affleck wanted to get home in time for his son's surprise birthday party. His son, I think, is 8 years old, and did everything he could to wrap up the film on time. Wanted to race home, and as he getting ready to hop on a plane, he sent gifts in advance to his son.
Aww. Yeah.
He finds out the gifts are not going to get there on time for this birthday party that his son's having. So he's Affleck's frantic. He didn't want to show up empty-handed to his son's birthday party, and Adam Driver caught wind of this. And he got a hold of Affleck's assistant and said, "I'll tell you what, how can I help out?" And so what he did was he helped provide some gifts for the party that included a signed card and a picture of Kylo Ren. His son was a Star Wars fanatic. And so there Affleck was empty-handed. He says, "Son, the gifts that I got for you haven't arrived yet, but I do have something special from my friend, Mr. Driver." and it included a video. And, of course, his son thinks Adam Driver is Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And so he got these Star Wars gifts, and Affleck said, Adam Driver made me a hero to my kid, and I will never, ever forget it.
Aww.
I love that.
And now, as an actor,
really cool.
That had to really impress upon Affleck how important how much they can have an impact on people that watch them, even though we know it's make-believe.
Yeah.
And I agree with Charles Barkley that celebrities, entertainers, athletes should not be, who your kids look up to, right? But kids do. And so it was neat that Affleck got to see for himself the kind of impact that they can have on people.
That's actually really nice, yeah.
And I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
Absolutely.
Are you also?
I wouldn't say big. I enjoy it if it's on, but I'm not a nerd like Patty over there.
I'm not a nerd either, but I do enjoy them a lot. Yeah, I enjoy them a lot.
I enjoy it a lot too.
You like the last one, right?
I did like the last one. That was my favorite of this most recent trilogy.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Rise of Skywalker was the best between all between episodes 7, 8, and 9.
And speaking of Adam Driver, who I think is a terrific actor, by the way.
Very good.
I think that Kylo Ren character was terrific.
Yeah.
I just felt like that was. Or did you think he worked?
I think it worked. He started off kind of like lukewarm in the beginning. I'm like, okay, he's kind of just like a wannabe Darth Vader, and then he kind of like just built on it, and then I was like, okay, no, all right, this guy's cool. I got him. Right. I like him.
Did you cry in the last movie? And I don't want to give anything away. I don't want a spoiler alert. Did you cry when what happened to him at the end of the movie happened?
No, I did not cry.
Why not? Have you cried in a Star Wars movie, Patrick? Let's be honest with each other. Jesse wants to know this. Have you ever cried in a Star Wars movie?
Not in a Star Wars movie. I was more. I have felt fear in a Star Wars movie before, like genuine fear, and that was.
Did you cry in Frozen?
No.
Okay.
No.
I bawled.
Okay, Frozen's a great movie.
I'm asking him because he's a very sensitive young man.
I know. He would cry if there were sharks in space.
Oh, okay, that's fear.
He would cry. He would scream.
No, I'll give you a movie that I did cry. That was Disney Lion King, and I still cry to this day every time I see Mufasa die.
Okay,
did you cry in the live action version of that movie? Did you see the live action?
I got teary-eyed. I didn't start bawling though. The cartoon just delivers it more at home to me.
Okay.
And I watched it maybe a month and a half ago. I had time and I was watching Disney.
Did you cry?
I did cry. It was to the point. It was to the point that I went in the kitchen, go grab a drink of water or something, and my eyes are all watery. My mom just goes, she's like, "Did you just watch the Mufasa scene, dear?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, she's all left. She's like, "Oh, you big baby," but she's like, "Oh,
a big cuddly baby."
Yeah,
which we admire that about you. Yeah,
yeah, we do.
No, I didn't. I've rarely cried in movies, although it's interesting as you get older, you do get a little more sensitive. But as a younger guy, you're quite insensitive, and you can't.
Yeah.
I realize I'm generalizing, but the first movie I ever cried in, you guys have never probably even heard of it, is a movie called Brian's Song.
I know what that movie is.
The original Brian's Song was made in the 70s, maybe even late 60s. It was the true story of a football player by the name of Brian Piccolo.
Yep.
And it starred an actor, Billy D. Williams, and James Caan. And it might even still hold up now, but it was the story of Brian Piccolo, who was a wonderful running back in the NFL. And then little by little, he's losing a step, and he's slowing down. And this young, up-and-coming running back, played by Billy D. Williams, Gale Sayers, who's one of the great running backs of all time, eventually takes over Brian's spot on the team as starting running back. And we learn that Piccolo, one of the reasons he's slowing down is he got cancer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so it's this relationship between these two guys. And I think I was 8 or 9 years old. And I remember I was watching with my sister. I didn't want her to see me cry. And there are just oh my gosh, there's some tear-jerking scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
And I remember sneaking off into the bathroom to go cry so I wouldn't get caught.
Yeah.
Crying.
No, I do know that movie. I actually haven't seen Brian's Song, but I know that because my dad was. Me and my dad are movie fanatics, so we talk about movies that we've seen, what impactful movies or movies that made him cry. And my dad said there were two that have made him cry and still probably will this day will always. And Brian's Song and Remember the Titans will go down as ones that make him.
And Brian's Song still holds up. I mean, it's the quality of it. It's not high budget, but it gives you a taste for what that time was, that era was, but it's based on a true story, which makes it really fun.
Yeah.
Hey, in theaters now, if you're going to go to a movie this weekend, a movie called Onward. It's rated PG. It's animation, action, and adventure, an hour and 54 minutes. The voices of Chris Pratt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer, and Tom Holland. It's set in a suburban fantasy world. Two teenage elf brothers embark on a quest to discover if there is still a little magic left out there. And The Way Back, we've been talking about Ben Affleck. This movie rated R. It's drama, an hour and 48 minutes. It stars Ben Affleck, Al Madrigal, Michaela Watkins. Jack, a basketball phenom who could have played in college or even the pros, walks away from the game. Years later, he's asked to coach the struggling basketball team at his alma mater. He reluctantly accepts and gets his last shot at redemption. So we got a couple of flicks that you guys can check. One of them a sports movie, the other one animated, or if you're looking for something else to do,
Clarita Nights.
Hometown.
Things to do this weekend in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Your community station.
It's Menji, and here's some things to do in our valley. It's Pink Martini at the Performing Arts Center. Also at the Performing Arts Center, Dinosaur World, live. Don't miss CARE SCV 2020, presented by Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. West Ranch High School presents the world-famous Glenn Miller Orchestra. And St. Clair's Lenten Fish Fries are happening until April 3rd. Did you know there's even more things to do in Santa Clarita when you head to hometownstation.com and sign up for our weekly newsletter?
Your hometown station.
By the way, this is going to be a great weekend for everybody out here in Southern California if you're looking for something to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weather-wise, indoors, outdoors. Are you going to be cooped up in a room, Patrick, watching basketball and
I mean, I'm going to be at work.
XFL football?
I mean, I'm going to be at work, but today...
Darts?
Darts? I don't think I trust myself with darts, Rick, personally. I will be watching the Milwaukee Bucks and the Lakers go at it tonight.
Big game tonight.
I'm out of here like around 4 o'clock.
And then Sunday, Lakers and Clippers on Sunday.
Yeah.
That'll be a
I'm going to miss. That's the one I'm going to miss. Every single Clipper game versus Lakers, I always miss.
I wonder if somebody's going to sit out. I wonder if the Lakers will either sit LeBron or Anthony Davis, or the Clippers sit Kawhi or Paul George.
I don't think so when it comes to those two fighting each other.
And it's on national TV on Sunday. I think it's on ABC.
Yeah.
You would think they wouldn't, but sometimes
teams,
as they get closer and closer to the playoffs, they don't want you to see what they're
But you got to puff your chest up a little bit. Just be like, show who's boss.
All right. Which way do you lean, Lakers or Clippers?
Oh, Lakers.
Jesse? Okay. You, Patrick,
I'm not sure wearing a LeBron James jersey in here. Maybe I'm going for the Clippers. No.
All right, coming up, the Supreme Court case that could affect how you watch NFL games on Sunday. Plus, it's still hard to imagine the Forum, remember the fabulous Forum, without the Lakers. Unless, of course, you're the Clippers. Their possible real estate purchase next hour. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
Don't even have to drive, just slide, slippity slide, just forget about your troubles and your 9 to 5 and just sail on. That's what you do, just sail on. Now the view's so funky, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank. Come along and ride on a fantastic voyage. I'm the captain of this vessel. We wanna take you on a cruise all around the land. Music is at hand. We wanna play it for you. You see.
Marston's Restaurant has been a Pasadena landmark, voted the best breakfast in California by the Food Network magazine. Discover Marston's Santa Clarita location, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Marston's also has a fantastic catering menu that adds a delicious twist to any event. And they cater picnic dinners for that memorable romantic date. Experience Marston's on Newhall Ranch Road and McBean, or log on to marstonsrestaurant.com.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 2 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
Ship offshore. I'm Mike Moss. The world must work together to defeat the coronavirus. That is the message from the head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
In a globalized world, the only option is to stand together. As you know, COVID-19 is a common enemy. And The only way we can beat this virus is when we stand together.
The group's Dr. Michael Ryan says the virus will be around for a while and the world shouldn't be given what he called false hope.
We have to assume that the virus will continue to have the capacity to spread, and it's a false hope to say, yes, it will just disappear in the summertime like influenza virus. We hope it does. That would be a godsend, but we can't make that assumption.
Yesterday, they waited for test kits. Today, thousands aboard a cruise ship isolated off the coast of California await the test results to see if the coronavirus is on the ship. More from correspondent Dan Simon.
Originally, they were told that they would come in on Saturday, but it's possible that things may be extended, that they could be out there for some period of time. Whether it's like a 2-week quarantine, we don't know.
The president is in Atlanta visiting the CDC, which has been under fire for mistakes that have slowed the distribution of test kits needed to determine the spread of the coronavirus.
They saw there was something going on in China long before anybody even heard of it. That was actually before it was even in the print. They heard there was a problem in China. That's when they started working on this, and that's pretty incredible. That's why we're in good shape.
Washington State reports another virus death in the Seattle area, bringing to 15 the number of deaths in the U.S. so far. The fast-spreading virus has Iran threatening to use force to keep people isolated. A little rally at the end today helped cut losses on Wall Street. The Dow closed down 256. I'm Mike Moss.
We have reached the age where things just cost more.
Cars, phones, life insurance.
Your blood pressure is up.
Your weight is up.
You're one to talk.
I have type 2 diabetes, so I'm getting dinged just like you.
Thank goodness for Big Lou.
Big Lou!
Big Lou can get term life insurance rates for a 50-year-old male with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, or maybe he's on anxiety meds. For just around $200 a month for $1 million of coverage.
Oh, you got to say that again.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll say it. Big Lou and term provider could get a 50-year-old man, a little dinged up, $1 million in life insurance for around $200 a month.
Call Big Lou.
Big Lou!
He's like you.
800-444-9336. That's 800-444-9336.
Don't put it off. If you're overweight, diabetic, have high blood pressure, you gotta call Big Lou.
Gotta.
800-444-9336.
Write it down.
800-444-9336.
I'm Dr. Travis Stork, host of The Doctors, here to talk to you about the coronavirus COVID-19. There is currently no vaccine to prevent coronavirus. The best way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to this virus. The CDC recommends the following everyday preventive actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces using a cleaning spray or wipe. And if you think you may have been exposed to COVID-19, please contact your healthcare provider immediately. For more information about the coronavirus, log on to cdc.gov.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of my radio show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. Pretty nice day today. We're looking at mostly sunny skies, some clouds hanging around with highs in the mid-70s, overnight lows in the upper 40s. And when we wake up tomorrow, it looks like a rainy day. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
My Radio Show with Rick Garcia is coming to you live from your hometown station, KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM in Old Town Newhall, California. Now, My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
I knew you guys were waiting for that.
I'm waiting for my cue. That's my cue now, I guess.
We're going to make that the cue. Just make ooh.
Happy Friday, everybody. And, boy, this is going to be a beautiful weekend.
Cannot wait.
I mean, for those of you in Southern California, anyway, if you're listening to us somewhere else, my apologies. But that's what we get here, and that's what we pay for.
Yep.
Here
Oh, my gosh.
That's what we pay for here in Southern California. Welcome to My Radio Show. I'm Rick Garcia, along with Jesse Holland, Patrick Suika.
Heyo.
You're listening to us on AM 1220 and 98.1 FM. And hello to our Facebook friends. You guys are watching us at KHTS Radio live, in fact. You can see us. You can actually watch us behind the scenes do this show. You can find the My Radio Show on YouTube, the My Radio Show podcast, also on your KHTS Radio app, where you can listen to us anywhere, as well as you can find us at hometownstation.com. If you want to be part of the show, you can call us at 661-298-5487. Time for My Headlines.
My Headlines.
My headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. The Clippers were at Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard poured in 25 points. The Clippers pounded the Rockets 120-105. The Clippers meet the Lakers on Sunday at 12:30. Guard Dion Waiters is said to be finalizing a deal to join the Lakers. Waiters has averaged 13 points in his career. He only played 3 games for Miami this season because of suspensions and poor conditioning. The Lakers have a huge game tonight when they host the team with the NBA's best record, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Chargers and Carolina Panthers made a swap of Pro Bowl offensive linemen. The Chargers sending left tackle Russell Okung to Carolina for right guard Trey Turner. The deal can't be made official until the league year begins March 18th. And Dodgers MVP Cody Bellinger claims his tight back was not caused by a charity golf event. Bellinger went up against Mike Trout of the Angels in a long drive competition on last Sunday. He missed the next 2 spring training games with a tight back before returning to the Dodgers lineup yesterday. And in that game, he homered. I guess all is well that ends well. All right, this is My Radio Show. I'm Rick Garcia, Jesse Holland, Patrick Suika here. And when you watch NFL games on Sunday, it's possible things could change in how you do it. Now, if you live in Los Angeles, your options are you can either watch the game on your local networks, which are CBS, NBC, ABC, and then ESPN, depending on whether you're watching it Sunday, Sunday night, or Monday night. Your other option was if you wanted to watch a team that's not a Los Angeles team, is you would go purchase a satellite package from DirecTV.
Right.
What's it called, Patrick? Sunday Ticket, right?
Sunday Ticket for the NFL, yeah.
That allows you to see any game anywhere in the NFL in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah.
And for those folks who were here 25 years without an NFL team, the only way you could watch the Rams, for example, if you were a fan of the Rams, was to buy the Sunday Ticket, or you go to your local sports bar, your local watering hole, and watch the game. So for me, a lot of times, when I wasn't working on the weekends at a TV station where I could watch all the games, it was like having my own Sunday Ticket, I would go to the local watering hole and try to watch my game there, which was a lot of fun watching with other people, but you had to fight for a table. You had to make sure you could get in front of a TV that had your team playing, and that didn't always happen.
That's true.
So it's never been convenient. If you're at the mercy of the networks, you're at the mercy of whatever game they happen to be playing, the on-air networks. Well, apparently, DirecTV and the NFL would like to see the Supreme Court review the case involving how you watch your games, whether you should be allowed to or be forced to watch everything on DirecTV or on over the air. I think what the NFL is ready to do is they're ready to let people make their own choices about what game they want to watch without taking the whole package.
Yeah.
It's getting that way because if you have cable television like I do, you're pretty much, they give you some choices, but you're kind of stuck with channels you don't want, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The folks at streaming will say, well, get Netflix, and then you can watch any movie you want. You don't have to worry about it, or get Apple TV. And you can choose either Netflix or you can or Amazon or something else. The problem with some of those setups, you can't get local television. So if you like watching your local news, then you can't. So we're not at a point yet where you can get only what you want. And I think the perfect scenario would be to say, okay, what do you watch? For me, it would be cable news channels. It would be, I do like AMC, for example.
True.
But I'm not going to watch Home and Garden. No disrespect. I think they have some shows that I can't take my eyes off of sometimes. I probably wouldn't add the cooking, channel on there as well. But I understand people love that. So if they ever get to a point where you can buy stuff a la carte, now you've got me saying, okay, maybe I will unplug. I'm not unplugging yet. I'm paying for both Netflix and Amazon and then my cable TV package, so that I love to watch a lot of on-demand movies, for example.
Yep.
But wouldn't it be great if you're LA's a melting pot, as we all know, and so there are people from all over the place. They may not want to watch the Rams and Chargers. So they want to watch, maybe they want to watch their Jets every weekend, or they want to watch the Cleveland Browns. I don't know who would want to do that. I'm kidding. But if you're from Cleveland, you would. And so the NFL's always kind of been thought to be a monopoly for a long time.
Yeah.
They've had some advantages through the government, an antitrust agreement that allows the NFL to be kind of a monopoly. But if you can watch your team's game, and you got to pay for it, I get that. Maybe that's the way to go. I mean, is that?
I don't know how we haven't done that already. Just have like an a la carte TV situation, because my family hasn't cut the cord because there's like 3 channels that we watch via cable, and then the rest is on streaming devices. But those 3 shows we want.
So now you can't completely cut the cord, because you don't get everything you want if you go over to just Netflix or just Amazon, which you will do with your Apple TV or your Roku. And by the way, you asked why we haven't done it already. In the case of sports, DirecTV pays $1.5 billion a year to have that package. Now, this may be negotiating tactics on their part, but DirecTV's made it sound like they're not going to be paying that kind of money in the future. They just don't think it's worth it. But being able to buy stuff a la carte would be great, because then you could choose exactly what you want to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good for all those other channels out there that none of us watches, right?
Yeah.
Because they make money from the cable stations just by being part of their menu, I should say.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes down. It's something to pay attention to, because the NFL is the perfect example. The highest rated shows year in and year out are the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And that's usually followed by the Academy Awards, the Oscars, and then multiple of playoff sports. The World Series will do well, even though baseball doesn't do as well during the regular season. The World Series can do well if it's in New York or LA, for example, in those markets. So the NFL's, it's going to be an interesting test case, and I wonder what it will do for the cable industry. It may not affect it at all, or streaming, which a lot of people now do everything streaming, or they're watching stuff on their phones. I still don't. I refuse to park up to my iPhone 11 here to watch an NFL game. I'm just not going to do that. I do not.
I can't do it either.
I do not. I want to watch it on a big screen.
The TV.
I want to enjoy it. I will not watch on-demand movies on a computer. I want to see it. And if I want to see Star Wars, we were talking about that last hour, I want to see that in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
The whole experience.
You got to have that. That was the way that those were made. Now, you guys know who Spike Lee is, of course.
Of course,
famous director. He's an Oscar-winning director. We also know him in sports as the world's biggest New York Knicks fan.
That's true, yep.
He is what Jack Nicholson is to the Lakers. You can count on him being there, courtside, floorside, every single game. Spike is had a little run-in with the Knicks security folks there. Little by little, he claims they've been bothering him and harassing him more than more. Recently on the ESPN show First Take, Spike said he's had it.
No, I'm coming back next year, but I'm done for the season. I'm done. I've been coming to the Garden. My seat's courtside, 20-plus years. I know all the guys. Security. They're scared to talk to me. I've known these guys years. They've seen my children go up.
Spike Lee on First Take on ESPN says he will not go to another Knicks game this season. That's a hard product to watch, by the way. The Knicks have been so bad for so long. But these guys that love their teams, and listen, I had season tickets for the Rams the last 4 seasons. in good and bad. I took my vows for my favorite team. If you're a real fan, you show up. And so I get it. Spike loves this team. And it was like the days when I was covering the Lakers at the arena regularly. Jack was there all the time. You always saw him behind the scenes. He was Penny Marshall was another, the director and actress who was a devout Clippers fan, as was Billy Crystal. They were always at the games. And the players loved seeing them, and the fans love getting out their binoculars or just their glasses and looking down on the court side and seeing, some of their favorite actors at all the games. It's a big deal. The teams love that they do that. So everybody's happy all the way around. The Knicks are saying this is a mix-up and that they're not harassing Spike Lee, but that they keep telling him that he's going in an employee entrance. And there is a VIP entrance for guys like Spike Lee.
Yeah.
They're saying go in the VIP entrance. We keep telling you that. Quit going in the employee entrance. and it's just Spike refuses to listen and do that. So while I'm not taking sides in this issue, I will say, Spike, what's the big deal about going in the VIP entrance? I know you've been going in that same entrance forever. Just go in the VIP entrance. You're a VIP. You're special. You're going to get special treatment. You deserve it. You've spent a lot of money on season tickets over the years, and you love your team. They know that you love your team. Why do you have to be the guy that breaks the rules and go through the employee entrance?
I don't know,
if that's the case.
Yeah, if that is the case.
That's what the Knicks are saying. Spike says they just want to bug me. So there you have it. Here's something interesting, with the concerns of the coronavirus out there. In other parts of the world, the things that they're doing, they're taking more extreme measures to combat the virus and the spread of the virus. Italy was one of the more hard-hit areas. Early on, it was the hardest-hit area in Europe. Lots of people have come down with the coronavirus there. So what they've decided to do, and this has happened in other countries as well, where they're shutting down schools for a while and asking people to homeschool, or in this case, all sporting events in Italy, including their Serie A football matches, which are a big deal out there, they'll continue to go on. They're just going to take place without fans present.
So interesting.
For at least the next month due to the coronavirus outbreak. So they're going to play the game. 100 people have died in Italy. 3,000 have been infected. But they're going to go out play these games, and these teams are going to be out there playing with no fans watching. My prediction is the energy level is going to be low. Now, competition is competition is competition. It brings out the best or worst in us, and the adrenaline gets pumping, and you're going to play hard.
Yeah.
But, man, the energy of a live crowd cheering you on or even cheering against you, these players just thrive on it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And, soccer or, football fans are, some of the biggest in the world. So it's, to not have that passion and that energy for the players to stem from, I can't even imagine how dull it's going to feel.
Sure. Now, listen, they are used to playing in front of lots of fans, but they remember their days. Like you, for example, played college soccer. Mm-hmm. It was a D3 school. How many fans would you say would show up for a game?
It was 20 parents.
Yeah. So
maybe.
you have an idea of what it was still exciting to have people that you knew there, people who were watching or cheering on. Not the same as maybe an Alabama football game, of course. So they're all levels of energy in the seats when you're watching an event. And like you said, for professional football in Europe, which is such a big deal, to not have fans, man, that's got to be something for these athletes.
That's eerie. That's really eerie. You really look at it.
Good news is no arenas will be burned down.
Yeah. That's
no
true.
bottle throwing.
Thank goodness.
And cleanup after the game will be very, very simple.
Easy.
Now,
security will be a breeze.
This takes me to, and we're almost there, this takes me to a Star Trek episode, but from the 60s Star Trek series, where in the future, the way they do sports is the sports are strictly studio sports. They're strictly studio sports. In other words, no spectator participation. And little by little, we get more and more like that. It used to be that you couldn't watch the Rams play a football game in L.A. if the stadium wasn't sold out. That was a blackout rule is what they called it. The NFL doesn't do that anymore. The amount of money that the teams make from concessions and parking and ticket prices pales in comparison to the billions of dollars that they pull in from television contracts. So little by little, you see stadiums getting smaller.
Yep.
And while it's still an important part, and we love to see our sports in person, I know I do. Yeah, people like staying at home. They don't want to fight the traffic. They don't want to spend the extra money.
True.
And so this whole futuristic sci-fi idea of athletics that just take place in studios is not far-fetched.
Yeah.
I don't want to live to see that day.
When you think of the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, what do you think of?
I think of Showtime Lakers.
I was going to say the Lakers.
Right?
Showtime.
You don't think of Benoit Benjamin of the Clippers, right?
No, heck no.
No.
Maybe you should.
Yikes.
Maybe you should. The Lakers left the fabulous Forum when they built a new arena, which we now know as Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. It's been a wonderful venue for the Lakers. I have to tell you, I missed watching them in the Forum. I covered them for years in the Forum, and then later on would make the drive to Staples Center when I was covering the team. The Forum then was bought out by a church, and so it just became a place for church services after the Lakers left. And then it was refurbished, remodeled, bought by Madison Square Garden, MSG. And they have concerts there now, and some very good ones. And I've seen a number of concerts in the Forum. It's a really good venue if you ever want to see a concert, is to go to the Forum.
Yeah.
We know the Rams are moving right next door at what used to be Hollywood Park, that brand new, shiny new stadium that's being built for the Rams, and the Chargers being built next door.
Yeah.
But the Forum's still sitting there doing concerts. Well, the owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, wants to move the Clippers to Inglewood. He wants his own identity away from the Lakers. Who can blame him?
Yeah.
But there's some politics. This may surprise you. There are some politics going on in the city of Inglewood. And MSG has a contract that helps them fight against any kind of competition that takes place in the city. So if the Clippers want to build a new arena, they've got to deal with MSG. So guess what? Steve Ballmer, who's one of the richest guys in our country, wants to buy the Forum.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently they're deep into negotiations for the Clippers to buy Madison Square Garden, and then that would allow him to, without any competition clauses, build his own arena, if he so desired, in Inglewood. Now, would that mean tearing down the Forum, which is kind of a landmark, right? Or does that mean building right next to it? I don't know how that would work. Now, MSG is in a competition with AEG, who owns Staples.
Yeah.
And the way the competition works is MSG says, okay, if you, Jesse Holland, if you're going to have a concert, you're going to perform in one of my MSG arenas, then you can only perform in all of my MSG arenas. You can't go to another arena, right? So AEG comes back and says, wait a second, we own the O2 Center, which is a huge center, I think in London, right? They own major venues all over the world. So now they're telling artists, hey, if you want to perform in London, at our arena there, then you have to perform at Staples in Los Angeles as well. So that's how they're competing against each other. And so Ballmer wants to get around all that by I'm just going to buy the Forum from MSG and move my team in there. So can you imagine that now, going to watch the Clippers? I don't think it's going to happen in the Forum. I could see where they would raise that arena and build a new one, but if they get some fighting from the...
They're still going to be living in the Lakers' shadow. I mean, that used to be the Lakers' home, so it's like they're trying to branch out from that. It feels like you're still there.
I'll just tell you this, because I know we're up against a break. When I used to have to cover both the Clippers and Lakers, I had a conversation with Donald Sterling when he was the owner of the Clippers, and I was talking to him by phone, I think, and I said, Donald, why? Because he moved to Staples Center. They were in the sports arena.
Right.
And when the Lakers opened Staples, he moved into Staples with them. At the time, he was doing some experimental games in Anaheim at the Honda Center.
Yeah.
And I said, remember the Clippers came from San Diego, and I said, Donald, why don't you just move to Anaheim? Why not just go to Orange County? Why don't you be the team like the Angels?
Yeah.
Why don't you take the Orange County market? And then, you guys came from San Diego. You're not that far from San Diego. And he's like, Rick, and that's how he talked. Rick, because it cost me, it was like, I think he was paying $1 a year for rent or something in Staples. It was some ridiculous amount. And he lived in Beverly Hills. He just wanted to he did not mind being in the shadow of the Lakers. Did not mind. Ballmer gets it. He's like, I want my own identity, although Inglewood isn't that far away.
Yeah.
And he wants to up and move. So, some owners they're okay with that. All right, coming up, homes with a view are so last 100 years, where you can get a deal on a new missile silo. Plus, just a few reasons daylight saving is good, and we're going to give away some more free stuff. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
Have you ever been in the middle of cooking on your barbecue and ran out of propane? It can be so frustrating. Don't ever run out of propane again. Call Plumbing by Kirk to set up your free estimate. Find out if your barbecue can be retrofitted to hook up to natural gas. Plumbing by Kirk can assess your situation for options to hook up your natural gas line so that you'll never run out of gas in the middle of cooking again. Give us a call, 263-6519, 263-6519, or go online at plumbingbykirk.com.
My dad is the best plumber ever. Call Plumbing by Kirk.
Frontier Toyota, a proud supporter of My Radio Show with Rick Garcia, serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting 2020 Toyota lineup. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
Hometown.
All day long, constantly.
Your hometown station. 98.1 FM and AM 1220. Hometown.
Santa Clarita News.
Your community connection.
Shots fired pursuit, 5 freeway closure, and Santa Clarita coronavirus monitoring. I'm Jade Abashan. A pursuit from Palmdale led law enforcement on a wild chase through the Newhall Pass on Thursday night, causing a 12-hour closure of the connector between the I-5 and the 210. The suspect vehicle attempted to shoot at following deputies and helicopter with a banned Tech-9 handgun as they attempted to escape down the freeway, eventually attempting to run away on foot. One suspect was arrested and taken to the hospital after being shot in the leg and hit by a passing vehicle. A second suspect was arrested as well. In April, a 36-hour closure of the 5 freeway in Burbank is set to take place. Caltrans plans to close Interstate 5 in Burbank beginning at 3 p.m. Saturday, April 25th, and ending at 3 a.m. Monday, April 27th. The schedule is weather permitting and subject to change. Detours and project updates are on the official site. An alliance of local governments, schools, hospitals, and community organizations have come together to present a united front regarding their preparation and response to the threat of the novel coronavirus. As of Friday, March 6th, the number of novel coronavirus cases has risen to 13 in Los Angeles County. More information on coronavirus prevention can be found on the CDC or LA Department of Health websites. For more on these stories and other local news, head on over to hometownstation.com. And now we're starting to look at our weekend weather here. Today is a lovely sunny day. Our highs are in the mid-70s and our overnight lows are going to be in the high 40s. Sun all this weekend, which is good because there is a possibility of rain going into next week.
What?
Yes. I know.
You buried the lead. When is it going to rain?
Possibly by Tuesday.
What time?
Tuesday.
I used to do that to our meteorologists all the time at the TV stations
Hey, you want me to call? I could call them
I would
right
ask them
now.
what time. I'd say, what time? It's funny because in the east part of the country, they used to be able to, with almost incredible accuracy, be able to tell you what time it's going to rain. It was amazing to me, yeah.
Or maybe they just made it up and you had
They
no
probably
idea.
liked it. No, but I remember we have fans of this team in the building here, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was the running joke was the Pirates. We'd be covering a baseball game in Pittsburgh, and every single time the Dodgers were in Pittsburgh, there was a rain delay, always. And they could pretty much tell you within a matter of a few minutes, it was okay, we're going to have a rain delay at 4 o'clock. It's going to last till 4:30. We'll be playing by 4:45. And they were dead on every time. Just incredible. But it was every single time we were out. That's why it's so green out there. Thanks, Jay.
No problem.
Welcome back. I'm Rick Garcia. You're listening to My Radio Show. Jesse Holland, Patrick Sweecar still here as well. Go ahead, crank that up a little bit. That's a little JT, right?
I love me my JT.
Yeah.
in black and white. Ain't fresh and that's just I like. Ooh. I love my JT.
We know Justin Timberlake from.
Well, Backstreet Boys.
No.
NSYNC.
Yes.
One of those two.
I said Trolls.
Trolls.
Yeah,
yes, the movie. That's right.
He's best friends with Jimmy Fallon.
Who else did a song in that movie?
Annie Kendrick. Oh.
Who else? No, it's all right. Keep going.
I don't know. Now I'm...
Justin's old girlfriend. Didn't?
Oh, did she?
I think, didn't she do?
Wait, who's Justin's old girlfriend?
Britney Spears, didn't she do a
song? Oh, I didn't even know they were a couple.
I don't know if she did a song in the movie. I thought she did, but they did.
You might be right.
Movie where they did a couple songs.
I didn't know that. My mind's in a tizzy.
I get my boy bands confused sometimes. Welcome back to the show. And Jesse, if they'd like to be part of my radio show with Rick Garcia, how can they do that?
You can post us on Facebook Live, KHTS Radio, or go ahead and give us a call at 661-298-5487.
You still with me there, Patrick?
I am, sir.
Rick's Replay.
The Clippers traveled to Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard dropped 25 points as the Clips beat up the Rockets 120-105. Russell Westbrook had 29 for Houston. The Clippers have now won 6 straight and trail the Lakers by only 5 games in the Western Conference. The Lakers and Clippers go at it on Sunday at 12:30. That is going to be a battle, right? You guys agree with that one?
Oh,
I do agree with that one.
Clippers are hot right now.
They are really hot.
How many did they say? 6 in a row they've won? They have. I'm worried about as speaking in defense of the Lakers. I worry about the Clippers' depth. They have some very good depth.
They do have some very good depth. But, I mean, the Lakers, we did get Markieff Morris, who I'm not saying he's not, like, going to be. Oh, come on. He's better.
Keep going.
Markieff Morris is okay. Okay, Caruso.
Well, he was already on the team.
No, I know, but Caruso's good depth.
Yeah, he's like the 10th guy to come in the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
You want to say Deion Waiters is going to turn around?
I mean, if he provides ample shooting, we'll be okay.
Just tell me what happened to Kyle Kuzma. That's what I want to know.
I know.
He averaged over 20 points a game last year. I know he's coming off the bench. I get it. Come on. Take some shots and make them.
But he went over this past offseason. He went over shot training on his shot and his arc, and now it's like, okay, it got worse. Even though they're saying, oh, it's better.
Maybe it got in his head.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Some guys will tell you it's all about rhythm. You can't, if you're not playing a lot or you don't start, like some guys are better starting. Mm-hmm. Some people are fantastic off the bench, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
News to me.
I accept your apology, Patrick. By the way.
Apology for what?
Because I brought it. At some point, you will owe me an apology. So
okay.
I'll accept it right now.
So I have +1 apology.
Yes, sir. The new thing, I don't know how this became a thing. It's a thing, though. They're selling nuclear missile silos. Okay?
Wait, what?
Nuclear missile silos. 2 of them are for sale in Arizona.
What are we going to use them for?
Well, here's the thing. So people go in and remodel them. And I think for those concerned about the zombie apocalypse or whatever you're afraid of, you can really make something out of these places if you want to spend a lot of money. We've seen cases where a couple have spent $1 million to refurbish. Now, if you're some rich dude or some rich gal who's just has money to burn, and why not buy one of them, fix it up? It becomes a novelty piece at some point, right? So one of them went on. One of them. Let me show you how much people are interested. One of them went on sale for $495,000.
What? Oh my gosh!
And it sold for more than the asking price.
Oh my god!
So they had multiple offers. These silos were designed to hold Titan II missiles, which were designed to carry nuclear warheads from one continent to another. So when you sell a piece of property or you're going to buy a piece of real estate, they do what they call a home inspection to find out what's broken. Is the water heater going to be good? How's the air conditioner? Do you have to have a radiation expert going with a Geiger counter?
Yeah, I would.
And do a radiation inspection. Another one of those silos sold on the same site for $420,000. So these were in southern Arizona.
Jiminy Christmas.
Southern Arizona.
I want to know what the people who are buying these, what they do for a living. Like what do they
I could just picture
whatever they do, it must bring in quite the income, right?
Just, hey y'all, I live in a missile. Just something like that.
And we know we have silos all over the country, but I know we have them in Nebraska mostly. You played soccer in college in Iowa. I'm going to guess they got a few silos out there. I don't know that to be true. I don't know where all the missiles are. Okay, you guys know what we have to do. Is it fading?
It is
Go
fading.
ahead and restart it. I'll be quiet.
I will restart.
I'll be quiet. Okay.
Hold on, let me.
Shh.
News to me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I should have had you voice that originally. You have a great girl voice. Thank you, Patrick. Okay. You know
that hurt.
Okay.
That hurt.
You know what's going on this weekend? Something important happening Saturday night. I mentioned this earlier when Jade was in here.
Oh.
What do we have to do? What do you have to do Saturday night before you go to bed? Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
Clocks.
You got to turn your
Set
clocks
the clock
for 1 hour. Okay, you young people, you're not used to setting clocks at all, by the way, right?
I set my alarm clock.
Because your phone automatically does it. Most modern clocks probably adjust by themselves, right?
I have an alarm
the cable
clock that
TV box changes by itself. But your moms and dads have to go to the oven and manually probably change the time of day or whatever other timers that you have, sprinklers and otherwise. Okay, here are the reasons, some of the top reasons that that daylight saving is good for all of us. It's better for the economy. All right. Well, that's pretty obvious, right? Because when there's more daylight, people like to shop more.
Oh, that's true.
They feel more comfortable going out and doing more shopping, right? So we were apparently, according to research, $200 million in additional sales of golf clubs and green fees. Because the golf clubs are open later, right?
Yeah.
How about this? $100 million in additional sales of grills and charcoal briquettes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's very true.
It also allows people more time, if you're romantic like Patrick, you can catch the sunrise, which I think he does every morning.
Patrick.
Aww.
Isn't that right? Right, Patrick?
Usually I
Do I get a name in, Patrick?
Actually, no. I wake up, the sun's already up.
Okay.
I sleep in a lot.
Have somebody video it for you then. So you have that to look forward to. How about it leads to fewer car accidents?
Oh.
Fewer car
Daylight saving leads to fewer car accidents. Because, in fact, they're saying that if you did a full year of daylight saving time instead of half the year, research says that you could reduce passenger fatalities by 3%.
Oh.
Wow.
Right? And pedestrian fatalities by a whopping 13%.
Oh, my God.
Right? You can't see people in the dark, right? So that makes sense, all right? Here's the other reason it's good is it's light when you leave work.
Okay,
Right?
that's true.
Do you like that, right? I mean,
yeah.
if it's, hang on a second.
And we'll hold on. Again, we're going to play it. And there it News to me. I was waiting for you, just staring at me. Made me do it.
We also know that, all right, so people, you leave work at night. It's nice when it's light out. You can jump in your car if you're nervous about going to your car in an otherwise dark parking lot, right? Also, we know it saves electricity. That's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Well, yeah.
Yep.
So that's good. And they're saying that it so much so that you could have enough leftover power to power 100,000 households for a year.
My goodness.
With the amount of electricity was it sheds more light on dubious night owls. See some people who are prone to getting in trouble, vandals and otherwise. Obviously, they do it when?
At night.
When it's dark, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It helps lower crime, so that's another good one. And for some folks, this is a real serious matter. It helps fight seasonal depression.
Yeah.
The darker it is, people who live in communities where it's cloudy all the time and raining all the time and you don't see much of the sun, there seems to be a higher rate of depression.
Interesting.
There you go.
That is a thing.
If you're, this is the way I would ride a bike. You guys, do you bike ride? You cycle?
Yeah, like road, not mountain.
Just in a row?
It's been a while since I've ridden a bike, but I would totally be down.
Bicycles, yeah. Well, there's a new electric bike out for lazy people like me. It's a bike with pedals, and it's made by Jeep.
Oh, wow.
The Jeep Wrangler, they make
Yeah.
the Jeeps that you see people driving around. It gets up to 40 miles on a single charge.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? 40 miles on a single charge. So you could go run your errands around town.
Yeah.
But although I say to myself, what's the point then, right?
Yeah.
Part of the reason for biking is that it's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Here's the price for a bike. Tell me if you'd buy it. $5,899.
No.
That's like a car. That's a what?
That's essentially
You're
a
gonna
car.
You're going to stick to walking now.
I'm sticking to walking.
What car can you buy for $5,800, Patrick?
A used one?
Clearly, you have not bought your last two cars, have you?
You could buy one for like a used one, Rick. I have bought my car.
Have you heard of Craigslist?
Yes.
At Cars for Kids? What are you talking about? Oh, did we
Jesse's right, though. Craigslist. We are there.
All right, time to give away some free stuff. The first person to call 661-298-5487 or message us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio with the right answer to my question will win a dozen bagels from Western Bagel. When quarterback Tom Brady plays next season, he'll be 43 years old. Who was the oldest quarterback in NFL history? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, George Blanda, or Adam Sandler? Who, when quarterback Tom Brady plays next season, he'll be 43 years old. Who was the oldest quarterback in NFL history? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, George Blanda, or Adam Sandler? Adam Sandler. Call us at 661-298-5487 if you're the first person with the right answer, or if you post us on Facebook Live at KHTS Radio, you win a dozen bagels from Western Bagel. Good luck. Coming up, Shaq loses a bet to another former NBA star. The payoff probably made his barber giddy. Plus, Arnold Schwarzenegger hopes to terminate a robot company. You're listening to My Radio Show with Rick Garcia.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
Drug and alcohol use can lead to troubles at school or work, relationship problems, financial or legal difficulties, medical and psychiatric issues. I'm Bob Sheritz, the host of the Way Out Recovery Hour, airing every Monday at noon. The Way Out Recovery Hour features prominent guests and organizations discussing the epidemic of drugs and alcohol in our valley. Don't miss the Way Out Recovery Hour every Monday at noon. Don't lose hope. There is a solution. Knowledge is power. There is the way out.
This is Bradley Gross from Santa Clarita Grocery. Santa Clarita Grocery serves fresh groceries to families, individuals, and those experiencing homelessness. At Santa Clarita Grocery, out of every dollar donated, a full 99 cents goes directly to the needs being addressed. As an all-volunteer-led organization, we operate on a 1% overhead, receiving no government funding for our operations in the community, resulting in us being one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. If you're looking to support the good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery. What is donated is specifically kept in the Santa Clarita Valley, helping over 3,000 families, including 5 other community charities. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or visit us on social media or call us at 425-7575. That's 425-7575.
Your hometown station.
I love my Dodgers on KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
What was his nickname, Patrick? I know you're a big Springsteen fan. You said your mom is, right?
My mom is a huge Springsteen
Okay, what was his nickname then?
I don't know. She's
I don't know if I know that.
What? Bruce Springsteen.
I don't know. Mom's, to be fair, mom's
She's
a fan.
She's probably screaming at you right now.
Oh, she would be, but
Check
I don't.
your text. See if she texted you yet.
I'll actually let you know if she does text me on that. She will.
When she
she is right now,
there
actually.
There you go.
The boss. She just said the boss.
That's his nickname, the boss. Man, woman carries that phone right on her. It's attached to her appendages, isn't it? Because that text got here.
I've never gotten a text so much faster from my mom in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I swear.
That's awesome.
Oh, what are we doing right now?
Who
am I?
Who am
Boss,
I?
Bruce Springsteen. There you go.
Who am I? All right, this first one is an actor, director, and producer, best known for his role as Walter White on AMC's series Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. So I was 1 out of 3 last hour. You've been crushing me. She's been killing me. She's been so hard on me. I got the first one right. Let's see if I can get more than one right.
Let's keep the momentum going.
Okay, here we go.
This next one is an actress most known for her role as Pam in The Office.
Pam. I don't.
Oh, come on. Okay, she's also starred in Blades of Glory, Walk Hard, The Dewey Cox Story, The Promotion, Hall Pass, and is a star of ABC's Splitting Up Together.
Shoot.
She, you wouldn't. Okay, she attended Truman State where she performed with a touring murder mystery dinner theater group and is notoriously known for her very slow start in Hollywood, being as her first gig was a video for patients being released from the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center.
All right, you know Patrick?
I do not.
Pam from The Office?
Oh!
Can we get your mom to text us?
No, I got Jenna Fisher.
Yes!
Oh.
I was blanking.
Listen,
if you were
don't give yourself a bell. I just asked if you knew. It's a buzzer.
Did I not read that one earlier?
You can have a buzzer.
You get the buzzer, Rick. I was thinking too. I'm like, were we talking? I thought we were talking about Elizabeth Banks for a second because she was in that too.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm like, wait.
All right.
I'm like, it can't be.
My last chance here.
All right.
2 out of 3. This is terrible.
This one is a younger actress known for her role in The Edge of 17, Split, Support the Girls, 5 Feet Apart, and
Split.
Columbus.
Split. I loved that movie too. Ewan McGregor. Was it Ewan? No, wait. It was. Yeah. I can't remember. Wow, that was a good movie. It was an M. Night Shyamalan part of the. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know her name. I know the actress.
All right.
Give me one more hint.
Okay. She starred in the 2014 hit Ravenswood.
You can start that up.
Hold on.
Just keep it low. There you go.
Which is considered one of her first legitimate roles as an actress.
I don't know her name. Go ahead. Give me one more hint.
She is. Oh, okay. Here we go. She's often compared to Zoe Deutsch regarding her looks.
All right. Do you know Patrick?
No.
Do I get a lifeline?
Yeah. Her name is 3 names.
Okay.
Something.
I don't know. I give up.
Rick, you get a lifeline. Oh, let me just bring my mom on.
Haley Lou Richardson.
Okay, so I wouldn't have gotten a, but I also got the actor wrong in Split. It was not Ewan McGregor, but it was, he's so good too. He's also, I think, Welsh or British or something.
Rick, you forgot something.
What did I forget? Thank you, Patrick.
My headlines.
My headlines are brought to you by Frontier Toyota. Somebody find, I can't remember the actor too from Split. He's really talented. Somebody could look that up for me. The Clippers were at Houston last night. Kawhi Leonard poured in 25 points as the Clippers pounded the Rockets 120-105. The Clippers meet the Lakers on Sunday at 12:30. Guard Dion Waiters is said to be finalizing a deal to join the Lakers. Waiters has averaged 13 points in his career. He only played 3 games for Miami this season because of suspensions and poor conditioning. The Lakers have a huge game tonight when they host the team with the NBA's best record, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Chargers and Carolina Panthers made a swap of Pro Bowl offensive linemen. The Chargers sending left tackle Russell Okung to Carolina for right guard Trey Turner. The deal can't be made official until the league year begins March 18th. And Dodgers' most valuable player Cody Bellinger claims his tight back wasn't caused by a charity golf event. Bellinger went up against Angel Mike Trout in a long drive competition last Sunday, and then he missed the next 2 spring training games before returning to the Dodgers lineup yesterday, where he homered.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I take it.
In a Hollywood
I
minute.
take it you found out for me.
Yes, James McAvoy.
I was about to
McAvoy,
say,
McAvoy,
I'm like, I swear that's McAvoy. I was mouthing that, but you didn't catch me on that.
He's really talented. He was so good in that because the gist of that
I had
story
that
was.
one. I actually had that one.
Oh, how do we put up our?
He's a fantastic actor, by the way.
Website back up there. Yeah, very good. And if you haven't seen Split, it's part of that Unbreakable with Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis is Unbreakable. I think. What was the other one? Unbreakable. Then the most recent one, and Split was the second part. M. Night Shyamalan directed those movies, and it was really good. I was just trying to see if we had a winner on them just to make sure if we got a winner on our free stuff on the website because we didn't notice the post. Okay, I digress. The listeners are going, what the? Arnold Schwarzenegger has launched a lawsuit against a Russian robot company for using his likeness. There's this company called Promobot, and the 72-year-old actor has launched a $10 million lawsuit against Promobot because this robot that they keep taking around the country to show people, hey, if you want your own personal robot, this is one that we have that we want to show you. which, by the way, looks exactly like Schwarzenegger. And so Schwarzenegger said his attorney reportedly sent a cease and desist letter to the company saying that Schwarzenegger's suit alleges that he has become an unwilling face of that robot. Now, the company keeps taking the robot out there and showing it around, and he does look like Arnold. We thought it was important on my radio show to do a reenactment. And if I'm the judge of this trial, and I say to Mr. Schwarzenegger, Mr. Schwarzenegger, why do you think you have a case against Promobot to sue them?
I mean, look at him. He looks like me. He sounds like me. He even looks at me like I would look at me in the mirror. Look at him. Say hi to him. Hello, robot. Hello, Arnold. I am you too. I don't know what's going on.
And Mr. Schwarzenegger, if you were to lose this case, what would you do if you saw that robot in an alley?
I'm going to take him in. I'm going to beat him up. And then after that, I'm going to go into my chopper and drop him from a building.
I was waiting for you to say I would terminate him.
Yeah, and then at the end, I'll say, you have been terminated. Bah!
If I'm a jury, I gotta side with Arnold sold. There. Yeah. Okay. We just do that for me, by the way, Jesse.
Our own
That's just for my entertainment.
Thank you for stepping in, Arnold.
We make us laugh. Ben Affleck's been telling the story about how I think it was his first role in a movie where he had lines, and he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, not the TV series.
Yeah.
Someone you guys both know has actually had a scene in the TV series. But in this case, I digress again. Affleck was in Buffy the Vampire movie in 1992. And the way Affleck tells the story, and I'll let you show our Facebook folks the scene. The way the story goes is Affleck said he had one line, and in the movie, he's playing basketball, and somebody turns into a vampire while he's playing basketball. And he said his line was he's holding a basketball, and he was supposed to say something like, and when this other player on the court turns into a werewolf, he says basically his job was as an actor was to give that character the ball and say, "Take it, man." And Affleck says he was so bad they had to dub his voice for that one line. They had to dub his voice. He gets the last laugh, though, doesn't he? He's done quite well. Shaq had a bet with somebody, and he bet Dwayne Wade, one of his former teammates, when they played together, the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And they had a bet. There was a game recently where the Milwaukee Bucks played the Miami Heat. The Bucks were prohibitive favorites, or were favorites. The Heat, by the way, which has been playing some decent basketball, upset the Bucks. Dwayne Wade said the Heat was going to win. Shaq said no way, that it would be the Bucks that would win, and they did. The Heat won 105-89. In fact, beat them soundly. And so to settle up for the bet, Wade said, it's not money. It's not money. I want you, Shaq. And, if you look at Shaq doing the pre- and post-game shows and all the commercials he's in, he's got a shaved head all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty much been losing his hair for a long time, back when he was playing. And so Wade said, you have to grow your hair out.
Yeah.
I want to see your hairline. And so and so he lost the bet. And so Shaq's been going on TV with his new hairline, which goes to about half his head. So imagine where my headsets are if you're on Facebook Live. That's where Shaq's hairline starts right in the middle of his head.
That's actually accurate.
And where it goes. So, but I would give him credit. He lost the bet, and he paid off.
Big Shaq Diesel.
If you're going to go, by the way, he was always one of my favorite people to interview back in the day. No matter what kind of mood he was in, he was just always a fun-loving guy who was in a good mood, was just, happy to be out there. He'd have his kids in his hands or something. He would just stop and do the interview. He was always in a good mood. If you want to go to a movie this weekend, I wanted to tell you what's in theaters now. Onward is rated PG. It's animation, action, and adventure. It's an hour and 54 minutes featuring the voices of Chris Pratt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer, and Tom Holland. It is set in a suburban fantasy world. Two teenage elf brothers embark on a quest to discover if there is still a little magic left out there. And then we've been talking about Affleck. He's got a new movie out called The Way Back. It's rated R. It's a drama, an hour and 48 minutes. Affleck, Al Madrigal, and Michaela Watkins are the stars. Jack, a basketball phenom who could have played in college or even the pros, walks away from the game, and years later he's asked to coach the struggling basketball team at his alma mater. He reluctantly accepts and then gets his last shot at redemption.
Santa Clarita Nights.
Hometown.
Things to do this weekend in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Your community station.
It's Menji, and here's some things to do in our valley. It's Pink Martini at the Performing Arts Center. Also at the Performing Arts Center, Dinosaur World, live. Don't miss CARE SCV 2020, presented by Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. West Ranch High School presents the world-famous Glenn Miller Orchestra. And St. Clair's Lenten Fish Fries are happening until April 3rd. Did you know there's even more things to do in Santa Clarita when you head to hometownstation.com and sign up for our weekly newsletter?
Your hometown station.
Friday Night Lights.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Lights on my radio show with Rick Garcia. This is KHTS co-sports director Wyatt Smith, and this week we give an update from baseball diamonds across the Santa Clarita Valley as high school teams begin Foothill League play this week. Tuesday saw the official kickoff of league play with Hart, Valencia, and West Ranch each picking up a win. Valencia took on a Canyon team that had a strong start to the year in non-league play, but was shellacked Tuesday in a 15-1 home loss to the Vikings. A similarly lopsided game took place between Hart and Golden Valley as the Indians routed the Grizzlies in a 25-2 win. Golden Valley has struggled to generate offense through the early portion of the season. They'll need to correct course if they hope to remain competitive in league play. West Ranch notched a 7-1 home win against Saugus to start their Foothill League campaign. The Centurions have struggled to contain opposing offenses this year as they've given up an average of nearly 7 runs per game. With their wins, Hart, Valencia, and West Ranch have established themselves as the early contenders for a league title. But Saugus, Golden Valley, and Canyon have an opportunity to right the ship with a slate of rematches on Friday. First pitch is scheduled for 3 p.m. as Golden Valley goes on the road against Hart, Valencia hosts Canyon, and West Ranch travels to face Saugus. And that's this week's Friday Night Lights. Catch our segment each week on my radio show with Rick Garcia. And for all your Foothill League scores, recaps, and everything Santa Clarita sports, follow at KHTS Sports on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and go to hometownstation.com.
I won't say what we were just doing. All the people at Facebook could figure it out. You know, the Sharpie. You open it up, it has that smell, and everybody wants to take a hit off your Sharpie. Okay. I don't know.
I think it's a you thing, Rick.
It's a me thing. You know, there was an interesting story out of Anaheim. The Angels had to fire one of their clubhouse managers.
Why?
Okay, the clubhouse managers, they call them clubbies. Those are the guys that, man, they gather the dirty uniforms, they throw them in the wash, they wash the uniforms, they make sure all the lockers are in order for all the players. They have to, every player's got a special way he wants things set up. Certain equipment needs to be brought in, put into their locker room. So when you go into the locker room, that whole clubhouse area, the clubbies are in charge of that whole space. Apparently, they had to fire this guy. He was what they call the visiting clubhouse manager. So he was, anytime a team came in from out of town, from another city, his job was to make sure they had everything they needed. Apparently, he was giving them much more than they needed. He was accused of providing ball-doctoring substances to opposing pitchers. So anything that was sticky or anything, the ability to grip the ball. And now this guy works for the Angels. He's in the opposing clubhouse, and he's offering something for pitchers to use so that they can get a better grip on the ball. One pitcher has come out not too long ago, Trevor Bauer of the Cincinnati Reds, who said that 70% of pitchers use some sort of substance, be it pine tar or firm grip, so that they can grip the baseball better. The reason for not doing that is that baseball considers that any kind of a substance they think that can change the way a baseball moves. They deem it as being unsafe, but they also deem it as cheating. So right. this guy got fired from the Angels for helping the opposition. What the?
So
who's
weird.
signing your paychecks, buddy?
Yeah,
come
true.
on. Who wants to do that? Well, that's it. I think we're done, you guys. Where's my music, Patrick?
It's right there. Okay. It's creeping up on you.
Thanks to our guest today, Jeri Seratti-Goldman, owner of KHTS. She was giving us an update on her husband, Carl, and what's been going on with coronavirus. Thank you, Jesse Holland and Patrick Sweet. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Aaron De La Torre is going to be in to ride along with you home and provide you with some great music. Thanks for hanging with us on my radio show with Rick Garcia. We'll see you next Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.